Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you CattleEye's analysis feature. In particular, I'm going to show you how to use it to spot trends in your lameness data to help you make management decisions. So if you go to the Analyze tab, and then you can see there's actually a couple of different options here for analysis. We have the Explore Data, which is the one we're going to look at today, and then we also have Compare Groups, which we'll come back to in another video. In this case, we're going to investigate mobility or lameness. So you can choose from various insights here. You can look at BCS, for example, and you can look at changes in mobility or body condition. You can look at milk weight as well. So we're going to look at mobility. And then you can choose what you want to compare mobility against to spot trends. So in this case, we're going to see how mobility changes with lactation, so how old the cow is. You can choose if you want to look at particular lactations, you want to compare maybe third lactation and first lactation, or if you just click all of the, or if you click the two ticks, you'll just see all of the lactations. So you'll see along the bottom we have lactation. So we have first lactation, second lactation, third lactation, and then any lactation 4 or higher is grouped together. And then along here we have the mobility score. These are called box plots. If you're not familiar with statistics, just give box plots a Google and you'll find out a bit more information about what data is contained in here. But just for a quick description, if you hover over the box here, it gives you some more details. So you can see the median is 32. That's the average. So 50% of your cows in first lactation are above 32 and the other 50% are below 32. And then the shaded box underneath the middle line, underneath the median, that's where 25% of your cows are, and then another 25% are above that. And then the rest of the cows lie outside of that region. So as well as showing the average distribution, any outliers are also plotted here, and you can hover over any of the outliers and you can get to those cows directly. So for example, if we just concentrate on first lactations, you can see the average or the median is 32. So that's your average cow is around that 32 mark. But then if you go up here, you can see she's way above the average first lactation cow. So you can click on that and it'll take you through to her page. So you can see she's currently scoring 76, whereas the average first lactation is scoring 32. So quite a good bit above. You can actually see in this case, she was scoring well. She was doing well, and then something's happened and her mobility's gone up. And it's good to see she's actually on the lame trim required list, so she will be checked by the trimmer soon and treated, and hopefully her score will start coming back down. What this data also shows is the average mobility score increases with lactation, which kind of makes sense. The older cows may have had more cases of lameness in the past. They may have been developing arthritis and getting a bit sore, and that changes how she walks, so that is to be expected. You can see that because the average, if you look at the middle bar, is increasing with every lactation. You can also compare to a time in the past. So if I go select date, and I'm just going to go back to sometime in, let's say, November. So you can see now the data from November is shown in blue, and the original data from as of today is shown in green as it was before. This is interesting because you can see actually if we look over at third and fourth lactations, it's good to see back in November they were scoring a good bit higher than what they are today. So that's a good sign that those lactation groups are being targeted, they're being treated, hopefully using CattleEye for trim interventions, and those scores are starting to come down over time, which is brilliant. However, if you look at first lactation cows here, they're actually scoring higher than they were back in November. So this can give you an indication as maybe we need a bit of management change. So it could be, if you remember, the default lame list the CattleEye recommends is cows averaging 60. But because we've seen that first lactation cows on average, their score is a bit lower than older cows, this might be a sign that we could focus on first lactation cows, maybe bring the threshold down from 60, say, to 50, just for the first lactation cows. Edit your trim list so that you're catching those first lactation cows a bit earlier than the rest. And then we can come back here in a couple of months to see, is the trend now going down for first lactation cows? So that's just one example of how you can use CattleEye and the analysis feature to improve your trim management and reduce overall herd lameness prevalence. There's lots of other things in here you can have a look around with and play with. Another cool one specifically for trimming and lameness is day since hoof check. So let's just select that. Let's do all groups again, and we'll get rid of the time in the past. So this is quite a cool way to see how cows on average are responding to treatment. So this is the number of days that has passed along the bottom since the cow's last trim event is recorded in your herd management system. So you can see cows that were trimmed between 0 and 7 days ago, that's their average in here. And then you see between 8 and 14 days ago is shown here. So you can see the pattern here is they get trimmed, they're scoring on average around 38. And then 2 weeks after trimming, or 1 to 2 weeks after trimming, they're actually scoring a bit higher. And we do see that often, that maybe they've been treated, they're a bit sore, maybe they're on a block and not walking the way they normally would, and they're still responding to treatment. But then it's good to see after that time, so we're now at 2 to 4 weeks after trimming, that score is coming down below what it was before they were treated. So that's a really good sign that treatment is working. So just another example of how you can use this analysis feature.